rolling on the one camera. But welcome to episode 182 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories.
Here,
Phil, he don't care tonight. That's okay though.
No, he cares. He's on a work trip.
Way to have his back.
That's my guy.
That's right.
That's my guy
too.
I'm loyal.
Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes. All right, let's go because we got a packed show.
Anybody that's watching right now, can you please just confirm if the sound is working? We want to make sure that the audio is correct because we're coming correct tonight regardless, but we want to make sure that we do it properly with sound.
That you can hear us.
So please just give me a thumbs up, do anything. I see Bring It Baby, Goffar, regular, #1 fan. He really fucking cares.
He does.
It's for the program, man. But let's get this shit rocking and rolling. Sound works. We're ready to go. It's week fucking 11 in the NFL already, which is crazy. I kind of want to start off this podcast a little differently. I kind of want to just say, I think the working man is underrated. I think we're underappreciated.
I think we're properly appreciated.
Absolutely not, bro. You think we're properly appreciated? Look, we work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, right? 5 days. I spend more time with my coworkers than I do with my family.
Same.
Ain't that crazy? Just for a paycheck that we don't even see. That's the craziest part. And that's what really kind of drives me insane.
It sucks. That's all right though, because we're gonna do this full time soon enough.
I just think we're just underappreciated. That's all. I think we're underrated as hell. I think without people like us, society doesn't work.
You know what's not underrated?
If you don't have engineers, you don't have roads, you don't have bridges, you don't have buildings, you don't have any of that shit. People are going to these places, right? And they don't realize who does these places.
If you go on King's Highway, you designed this.
Yeah.
You designed King's Highway.
Theories was there. Yeah. I just think we're underappreciated. But I just want to start off the pod like that because, that's the energy that I'm feeling tonight.
All right. Well, I want to tell you something that's not underrated. The NBA in-season tournament.
Hey, he's a transition king. Yo, that's for sure.
What's your thoughts on that? Because I love it.
I like it because it's been competitive.
That's what I mean. Like
when I watch the NBA, I'm actually watching the stars. I'm watching James Harden, Kawhi. I'm watching everybody else. I'm watching KDs. I'm watching the Bookers.
James Harden.
They're playing, dude. I'm just saying, like I'm watching the players that usually sit out half the season, but they're playing. It's working. It's a great product. I think the NBA has been fucking fire. I think the NBA has been low key heat.
Well, that's like you said, all the stars are playing. Like you haven't seen any load management shit. They're all playing. Like when they play in the in-season tournament, you had Curry walking in the locker room saying that they're playing hard, they want to win it, especially for the money. Like those guys, look, I know like $500,000 isn't a lot of money to them, but it's a lot of money to the 11th guy on the bench.
I mean, think about this. Think about it this way, right? Draymond Green got suspended for 5 games. He's going to lose out $770,000 of his salary. If the Warriors won the in-season tournament, he's still down $270K. Perspective. Nobody gives a fuck about that $500,000.
Yeah, no, I know. But here's the thing: when you make money like that, you always want to make it. Those guys are hustlers.
Sure. So, the bench players and the role players, absolutely.
But it's also, money. I feel like it's a prideful thing too. Like they want to win that. When there's a way to say that you won something, I just feel like a natural competitor wants to do that.
I get it. I see that angle, but the trophy doesn't mean shit. You didn't win nothing. Did you win the NBA championship? Bottom line, yes or no? If you didn't, then you didn't win.
You could be the in-season
tournament. Get the hell out of here. I don't believe in that. I think that's corny. I'm a competitor. I don't give a fuck about the
in-season. Well, why? You're still winning for something. You're still playing for something.
No, it's not the championship. I want the end-all, be-all. I go for it all.
It's a junior.
Fuck that. I'm way too competitive for a junior. Yeah, why would I want that?
Well, you could win both.
You would want that?
No, you could win both. You could be the undisputed champ of 2024.
That's true. But like, even if you're not, I think it's corny. I think the whole, I'd rather win the title than say, oh, I won the in-season. I mean, who the fuck cares?
Do you like the floor?
I think it's fire. So, everybody has killed me for it too, because I'm like, yo, I love this floor.
I think it's
everybody
cool
at work is like, what? I think it's ugly as hell. I'm sitting there like, damn, does my taste bad? I think the floor is heat. I think it looks great. I think it looks fantastic. It's colorful. It's artistic. It's different.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's different. It makes it, and that's what the in-season tournament is. It's different.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes with it. So I like it. Hats off.
So Clippers have been some shit, 0-5 since they have acquired Harden. It's a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing to see. What do you think about the Clippers? Do you think that this will turn around?
I feel like we saw this coming, right? I mean, we talked about it and we said it. We love the trade for the Sixers.
Loved it
more than the Clippers, and it's showing right now. The problem is they don't know who runs that team in LA. Is it Kawhi? Is it Harden? Is it Paul George?
But that's just me.
That's what you think.
Yeah, I think.
But the fact that you don't know, just that makes my point even more. Is that I think there's a lot of confusion going on. They just haven't gelled yet. I don't think it's going to work. I've always been on record saying that. I'm not a James Harden dude.
It won't work with those four starting because it's just they don't fit. And like the thing that sucks is Russell Westbrook's been playing great.
Yeah.
For the Clippers, even since last year, like when they made the playoffs and Paul George and Kawhi got
He's doing pretty well.
He's been great. So, you know what I mean? So for me, like with that, it's just I want to see Harden not succeed because I just can't stand them.
Yeah, they collapsed. Like the problem with the Clippers is their ability to close games out. They were up by 5 points the other night against the Nuggets. And I think it was like 2 minutes left in the game, 3 minutes left in the game. You just knew the Nuggets they were a shot away from winning this game. Even though they were down 2 possessions, you knew that if they got back into 1 possession score, they were going to win the game because I trust that team to close it out more than I do the Clippers.
Jokic is, when they tried to put Kawhi on him, they tried to put PG on him, and there was just nothing you could do. I don't understand why they didn't put Zubac in. Paul George and Kawhi can't do nothing with him. He's
agree.
Too skilled.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's great.
Sixers are 8-3 since that losing Harden.
Tough loss last night.
Well, they have the second best record in the East and the third best record in the NBA. So I think the Sixers look great. If they could just get one more scorer, a Levine or Donovan Mitchell, like they were saying that they're monitoring Donovan Mitchell's status. Zach LaVine now, apparently him and the Bulls want to split. I love Levine. I've always loved Levine. Me, you, Tom. We've been saying this for like 3 years.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
I think the Sixers should get one of them because if the Sixers get one of them, I think they could compete with Boston. I really do. 100%. They just need somebody that could score, that can create their own shot because you already see what Maxey can do.
He's awesome.
And look what Nick Nurse has done to Embiid in terms of his overall game. Now he's getting 6, 7, 8 assists a night.
Mm-hmm.
Where with Doc Rivers and Brett Brown, he was getting 2, maybe 3. So I just feel like the Sixers are on a huge upswing.
Oh yeah, I love their team. I think they've been excellent. Batum's been lights out since he's joined us. He's been hitting threes. Embiid has been awesome. Tobias Harris to me is not talked about enough. Like that guy has been literally. I would argue he's been up there with Maxey of how impressive he's been.
Yeah,
like. We didn't see this Tobias Harris coming. I didn't see it.
No, and I
mean, this guy's putting up at least almost 20 a night. He's getting at least 5+ rebounds a night. He's playing excellent basketball. He's being aggressive. He's playing great defense. He's playing great ball for the Sixers, man. He's been the piece that we needed all those years. The last 3 years, he just wasn't him
because Doc Rivers wasn't coaching.
He didn't bring the best out of Tobias out. Yeah. And then if we had this Tobias Harris the last couple of years, I think the outcome might be a little bit different.
Would you take Donovan Mitchell or would you take Zach LaVine? If you could choose between the two, who would you want?
That's tough, man.
I want Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, because how do you say no to Spider?
I want Spider D.
Yeah, I want Spider.
Yeah. Good, dude.
Yeah, give me him.
If he would come to Philly with him,
he's ball dominant though.
Him and Tyrese Maxey, that's fine. Tyrese could play off the ball too, but
I know, but I don't know how that would work.
Them two in the backcourt, and then you have Embiid. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Look, it sounds great on paper, but is it actually going to work?
Yeah, it will work.
Because I mean, we see it all the time. Like the 3-headed monsters, they don't really work as well.
I know, but with just Donovan Mitchell is so skilled.
He's different. He
can shoot from 3. He's unselfish.
Yeah.
I just think like he's in Cleveland now. It's a small ass market. You don't really hear about them. Like last year they had a good run, but if you put him with a dominant center like Embiid, who's a top 5 player, Tyrese Maxey, who's one of the best players under 25 years old. I mean, honestly, right now he like Kendrick Perkins said this too. He looks like the best point guard in the East.
Who? Maxey?
Maxey.
Oh yeah, he looks. I mean, he looks like an NBA first all team right now.
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
awesome,
he looks like.
man.
He's dropped 50 last week. He's been excellent, man.
Before we go on our last thing, I just want to mention this too. Have you read or saw anything with Kelly Oubre? Because now there's like no video evidence of him saying where he got hit, and then there was the video of him walking into his apartment with his bike, and he looked fine. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the story to come out because it's like, bro, what happened?
You know, I thought about that too because I was like, I thought he got hit walking the streets, right? But then when I saw the video of him with the bike, I was like, where the fuck did he get that bike?
And you broke your ribs and you're carrying a bike?
Yeah.
Like, bro, what are you lying? Did he lie about this?
Well, there's no video footage of this accident happening.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And you're telling me there is a lot of cameras going on in Philadelphia. Okay?
Yeah, dude, there's crime everywhere.
There's crime everywhere. Like they're not stupid. They spot accidents like that. You're telling me that they didn't find one piece of evidence, not one piece of footage, not one suspect of a car.
And like Tom said, why
what?
is he walking the streets anyway? That's true though. Why are you walking the streets in Philly or in Center City where he said he was? Yeah, in Philly at that. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. Why are you walking in Philly? Like not for first of all, I don't want to say a star, but
is he familiar with the area?
I mean, probably not, but that doesn't. Everybody knows Philly's dangerous.
Yeah, but I don't think
they have a homicide a day.
But a lot of people don't fear that. Like a lot of people don't fear that because, well, yeah, you do, but you still go to Philly though, right?
To like a Phillies game or something like that. But no, you wouldn't catch me walking in Center City. It's dangerous. I mean, you can call me what you want. It's dangerous. It is. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not going to take. I would not feel comfortable. Me, my 2 kids, and my wife going and getting breakfast in Philly or going and getting dinner in Center City and walking a distance through the city. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel safe doing that. No.
Yeah. I mean, like Tom said, he's an NBA star.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's exactly my point.
That's a target.
Like, you're a target. You're a star, and you're just walking in Philly like you're a regular civilian. Well, I just don't understand that.
I've seen Embiid out in public.
Yeah, but like
he went to what's that bar that everybody goes to? Not River Deck. What's the
Kavanaugh's? No, that's his River.
That's River Deck.
I don't know.
It's the other one. I don't know. The beer garden. What I don't know. I forget.
Oh, I mean, there is a beer garden.
Yeah, I don't know, but I saw him there. So I mean, he's walking the streets. He's fine.
Yeah, no, but
you would think people that are drinking with alcoholic beverages would plot something against somebody that's a target.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I don't know. It would just make me uncomfortable. Like even when when we went to Philly that one night to watch Ant, like it's just like when you're walking in those streets. I mean, we parked in the lot right next.
But
to
like,
it.
why would he lie?
That's what I'm saying.
Like what
happened?
like yeah, like what is going on?
I don't know. I can't wait for the story to come out.
Did he rob a bike and got beat up?
That would be funny as hell.
I don't know. He came home with a bike. Did he leave his home with a bike?
We don't know yet. I can't wait for that story to come out. I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know what else I'm curious about? AD having 9 points.
Oh, yeah. The tennis on camera is fire. He moves so different. I love it, man. I'm a fucking fan.
So the Lakers' inconsistency. Do you think AD stinks?
Always disappointing, bro. How do you have 9 points?
I thought it was. I thought he didn't play the second half.
I thought he got hurt. I'm serious.
I
woke up the next day. I'm like, yo, he got hurt.
I said it in like episode 2. He tore his labia.
Yo, the Kings are fucking nasty.
Oh, so
light the beam.
Tom
bro.
texted me last night.
The Aaron Fox is legit.
Tom texted me last night and was like, yo, I love the Kings tonight. And I'm like, I don't know. The line is weird. I said, why are the Lakers favorite? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not touching it. The Lakers smoked him. He said the Lakers were going to smoke him. So now he just keeps texting me the Kings.
Dude, the Lakers stink.
They do.
I mean,
your best players.
They don't have an answer.
Best player's 39 years old.
They don't have an answer.
The fact that like
Reeves is having a bad year. He's not getting going.
Well, they put him on the bench. I think he was 4 for 4 on threes last night. The main issue
wasn't. He didn't have 4 threes because he only finished with 9 points.
That was the other night.
He missed my parlay by a point.
That was the other night.
That's why I'm making this point.
I think so for me, I think him and D'Lo don't really fit. I'm not a huge fan of D'Lo because I think Reeves is a better defender. I think Reeves can do more and create more. But the problem is LeBron's still their best player. when it should be AD, and AD's just not. And at this point, you can't. AD is what he is. You can't expect anything different.
He's trash.
Like if here's the thing, can the Lakers go back to the Western Conference Finals? Sure, they could if they make a move here and there if they're healthy, of course. But they're just not a serious threat to win it because, and it's not. The craziest part is that it's not LeBron's fault. It's his co-star, who should be better than him, isn't. You never know what you're getting from him. You really don't. He is the most inconsistent star in the NBA.
He's been terrible this year.
I mean, 9 points and 9 rebounds. What are you doing, dude? 9 points? The last time LeBron had under 10 points was 2005.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, LeBron's doing his thing.
And that's not even to make it about LeBron. It's more like he had a triple-double. He's playing 38 minutes a game, and it's like he's 39. How is he carrying your team? Why can't AD do that?
He's not him, man. I don't know. I thought he was going to come out different because,
bro, like last night LeBron was on the bench, literally with his head down, with a towel on, and I'm just like, this dude can't even breathe.
I thought he was going to be different this game, AD, because he took out the braids, and he let the fro go. I thought he was about to drop 30, a smooth 30.
Yeah,
an AD typical game. You know what I mean? Like a 30 and 10 or 30 and 12. Like that was what I thought was happening. And especially against the Kings too, like a formidable opponent, you would want to come out and win that game.
And
you would want to come out and be dominant.
The Kings have been underperforming.
Sabonis is he wiped the floor on AD.
AD has never won a game against
Sabonis. Sabonis was aggressive towards AD.
Well, Sabonis,
and it showed.
Sabonis is 9-0 versus AD in his career.
He's got his number. Sabonis is played excellent last night.
Sabonis plays tough. Like he's in there banging in the paint and stuff like that. AD don't want to do.
He's not built like that.
Like you said it before. Like we laughed about it before. Like, bro, you're 7 feet tall. What are you doing standing at the 3-point line?
That is
a funny thing to say, but like it's so real. You know who else does that? Victor Wembanyama.
Well, yeah, that's because he has the label of a shooter now. Because he made a couple of threes. I agree. I hate that. If I'm the coach, I'm saying get your fucking ass in the paint and go do what you need to do. We have stars around you that could do that. What you're trying to accomplish. There's no need for you to be at the 3-point.
I kind of think AD's soft. Like he don't want to when like Joker comes in there or Sabonis, even though Sabonis is smaller than AD, but somebody that plays like rough and tough like that and takes it to them. That's what I'm saying. Like AD doesn't want to play that style of ball, and it's like that you're wasting your size.
Yeah, he's different. You're right. He'll bang into you and he'll look for the foul. Yeah, like that's what he does.
Do you think AD doesn't trust his body playing like that? It could be because
if you don't trust your body, then you're a liability out there.
I agree.
Because you can't play that way. If you play scared to not get hurt, you're never going to perform the way you need to perform for the Lakers to be successful. Because the reason why you're there is so you can elevate the Lakers to that championship status.
Now, look, he was great in the playoffs last year, but it was against Golden State and it was against the Grizzlies. Both teams, like the Grizzlies people think they're physical, but they're just all talk.
The Grizzlies?
Yeah, they're all talk. But I'm saying last year in the playoffs, they were out muscling the Grizzlies. Then they got to the Warriors. It was Jonathan Kuminga. Nobody can match up with AD. And then you have Draymond who plays physical, but he's too small for AD. Then you got to Joker in the Western Conference Finals, and what happened? You were in all 4 of those games. We laughed about it being a close sweep, but like they couldn't do anything because he doesn't want to play physical the way Joker was, and Joker was just demolishing him. That's what I said to you. I'm like, that was the first time where I was really watching him, and I'm like, oh, this dude's incredible. Like there was no more I could say.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about the best player in the NBA, obviously it looks like it's Joker, right?
No, it doesn't look like it.
But it's weird because the NBA has there's so many great players in it now. That like when I look around the league, it makes it exciting. I mean, Luka, you got
the Mavs look awesome.
You know who looks really bad this year? Trae Young.
I know he's inefficient.
Him and DeJounte Murray they just don't click.
I know, and I thought they would.
Me too,
but they just don't because it's all ISO ball.
Yes. And they just don't have it going over there. But there's the league is in good hands, man. I mean, you're talking about the Aaron Foxes of the world. The Kings came out of nowhere last year, right? They're good
because the Aaron Fox is a stud.
I mean, just look around the league, bro. Jalen Brunson, he's excellent.
Awesome.
He's an A1 player.
I know.
That was a home run signing for the New York Knicks. That was a franchise saving signing.
I know.
Because they were left with Julius Randle. At least he's helping Julius Randle elevate his game a little bit.
Julius Randle's been terrible this year.
And he's been terrible.
He's been horrible.
He's been horrible since last year's playoff.
Yeah, that was really where it was just like everybody was just like they were saying trade him, get rid of him, and now he starts off this year and it's like he's an inefficient player too.
Mhm.
It's like you have 17 points, but bro, you took 15 shots.
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, I know. But yeah, like just going back, like I mean, Scotty Barnes is the world. Like
Scotty Barnes is
that's
good
what that's what I'm saying. The NBA has been like
there's good players all over.
It's all over. And
you know what they don't have though? They're still not another LeBron in terms of like that face of the league that will carry the league. It's still him. But who could be the next face of the league? Like you think it will be Luka, but
you don't think Joker is?
No, he don't have the personality for it. But
you do got to have that persona.
He's the best player in the league. But like, I just like Joker. Like he's just not the face of the league. But he doesn't want to do all the media and the mic stuff. LeBron
he's like a Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like if you gave Mike Trout Bryce Harper's personality, that would be great for baseball. Because you need that. Baseball needs that. That's why like the Tatises and the Harpers and the guys that have all that show that emotion.
Yeah.
That's why do people love Bryce Harper? Because he plays with his emotions on his sleeve. He's playing hard. You know what I mean? That's what people like to see. You just don't want to see like a monotone type thing in there because it's like, all right, what is it?
It gets boring. Yeah. There's no personality. People like personality. That's what sells.
Yeah.
That's what sells in the media is personality.
Yep. All right, let's go to the NFL. It's enough with the NBA.
Yeah.
First topic, I can't wait to talk about this one. Bills lose to the Broncos 24-22. The Broncos quietly have beaten the Chiefs, had a bye week, then they beat the Bills in back-to-back weeks. Do you think they could go on a run?
Their schedule looks really good. It looks pretty favorable. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think they can go on a run.
Bro, Russ has 18 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
I think they can go on a run. I mean, but
ignore what I said. That's cool.
No, I heard what you said. He has 18 touchdowns to what? 3 interceptions?
4
interceptions. So I mean, he's having a really good year.
Do you think we were off? Do you think is he not washed?
I think he's still ass. I'm not a big believer.
I know, but 18-4, it's hard to ignore.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's having a good year. Cool. But is it sustainable for the next 2 or 3 for what they signed him for? No, I don't think so. Unless Sean Payton really has him going. I mean, that's I know that's crazy.
Pause.
Unless Sean Payton really found something where he's like, okay, I can bring out the greatness out of Russell Wilson
whatever's
by doing this, and this. You know what I mean? Like I mean, look, they play the Vikings, they play the Browns, they play the Texans, the Chargers, the Lions, the Patriots.
That's actually a hard.
The Chargers schedule. And the Raiders.
That's a hard schedule. That ain't easy. The Texans are good. The Browns are good.
Well, who else? I mean, I named off 8 games.
Go ahead. Name again.
Teams.
I forgot who they were. Go ahead.
You can't say it's a hard schedule if you forgot who
Go ahead. I'll show you.
The Vikings.
That's not an easy game.
I agree with that. The Browns.
Not an easy game.
I agree with that, but they don't have a quarterback now.
All right.
So I think the Broncos defense could take advantage of that.
Deshaun Watson was some shit. So
and remember, these games are in Denver.
Okay.
Okay. Now they're on the road with the Texans.
Hard game.
They're on the road with the Chargers. It's a hard game because
doesn't matter about
divisional game.
Divisional game. That's a hard game.
Then they're on the road in Detroit.
That's a hard game.
Then they play New England at home.
Easy.
Then they play the Chargers at home, and then they go to Las Vegas and play the Raiders to end their season.
So they have 2 easy games left, like truly easy games. New England and Oakland. That's it.
I don't know. The Vikings. I mean, it's weird.
Josh Dobbs has been awesome. And it's crazy. The Browns had Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, but you know what? I gotta give it to you, man. Like, yo, the Broncos defense since the first time they played the Chiefs, their defense has been excellent.
I know. It looks like it did last year.
They gave up 19 to the Chiefs. They gave up 17 to the Packers, 9 to the Chiefs, and then 22 to the Bills.
Does it say the turnovers in there? How many turnovers they've created? Because that was also part of the problem. They weren't creating turnovers.
Oh, I don't have that stat. No. I wish I did though, because I think that would be.
I'm curious. I'm actually going to look that up afterwards. Your boy gave him 3. I know that.
Whoa, what? What?
Pause.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
Wow, pause. Excuse me.
Your boy gave him 3 is insane.
So Josh Allen had another 3 turnovers. What was it? 2 interceptions and a fumble?
Yeah, 2
Regular.
interceptions. Yeah.
You got anything you want to say to the people at home?
I mean, I would say one of the interceptions wasn't his fault. I would say so.
Fair.
The one that gave Davis. And you know what's funny about that play is I think that's a game-changing play because it's momentum. If the Bills put points on the board there, it's a different game, in my opinion. Absolutely. But it is what it is. I mean, you watched the game, bro, and you saw the results. Did you actually believe it was all Josh Allen's fault? Because to me, when the Bills ran the ball, they were getting 9 yards of carry, and then all of a sudden they wouldn't run the ball, and they would throw it on 3 fucking straight downs when they were just successful running the ball 3 times before that.
So I think it's a combination of things.
Play calling.
One, I think it's partially play calling. They have no scheme. Their identity is the long ball. And I've been saying it, the home run stuff. Josh Allen or the offensive coordinator, whoever you want to blame it, they don't like getting 3, 4, 7 yards a pop. They don't do that. That's not their style. When you have Stephon Diggs, you could run a 3-yard slant and get 7, 8 yards whenever you want. He's that good. I don't care if it's Surtain on him. I don't care if it's Sauce Gardner. He can do that.
We've seen it so many times. And every time we watch it, we're like, damn, I wish I had him in fantasy.
I said every year, why don't I get him in fantasy?
Yeah.
But for me, like when it comes to Josh Allen, do I think that whole game was him to blame? No, I don't. But the problem I have with Josh Allen is the reason I don't, and what's even worse is before I go into Josh Allen, they won that game, but you had 12 men on the field when Will Lutz missed the field goal. And it cost me my survivor pick, which makes it even worse. But the problem I have with Josh Allen has always been the same thing. He's a turnover machine, bro. Every year since 2018, he's led the league in turnovers, including this year. 95 turnovers in 6 seasons. Like that is insane. You can't overcome that. And then I see a clip on Twitter or on Instagram or something of Dan Orlovsky saying that Josh Allen doesn't have an interception problem. And I'm like, you make probably $600,000 a year from ESPN and you make a fucking ridiculous statement like that?
That's cap.
Like that's fucking retarded. Oh, excuse me. That doesn't make any sense. That like, to say that on national TV is idiotic. It makes no sense to me. How do you say that and you are a professional sports analyst? He doesn't have a interception problem. When you throw an interception a game, basically, for your career, you have a turnover problem. And until you correct that, and I said this before, the Bills aren't going anywhere. And then people say, oh, he's the modern day Brett Favre. And it's like, no, he's not. He's a modern day Cam Newton. I've said Carson Wentz. I've made that comparison a million times. Is he more talented than him? Sure. But to me, when I watch Josh Allen, it's like watching Carson Wentz. They have all of this talent. They make 3, 4 throws a game where you're like, he's the only guy in the league that can do that. And then they make 2 plays a game where you just look at them and you're like, are you okay? What did you see there? We were sitting on the couch, actually, when he threw that interception and you went, that was a bad one. Because I was about to go off.
This is my turn.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm happy you brought up the Brett Favre comparison because it's actually kind of true. And I think he's actually kind of been a little bit better than Brett Favre.
You're out of your mind.
In his first couple of years. Absolutely. I'm not out of my mind. And let me break it down for you real quick, buddy. All right. The bottom line is he had Brett Favre, right? His first year starting. 13 interceptions, 24 the next year, 14 the next year, 13 the next year, 13 the next year, 16, 23, 16, 15, 16, 21, 17, 29, 18, 15, 22, 7, and 19 for a total of 336 interceptions, okay? Josh Allen in his career. How many does he have? Let's look at it. Let's look at Josh Allen's total career. He has 71 interceptions. And 12, 9, 10, 15, 14, 11. Mm-hmm. He's been so much better than Brett Favre.
You're out of your mind saying that, bro. That is wild disrespectful, and you don't even believe that.
I do believe that.
See, this is
why?
Because let's provide context.
He's been better. He has more passing yards. He's got more touchdowns.
Josh Allen's better. So I'm just hearing you correctly. Josh Allen's better than Brett Favre.
I'm not saying he's better than Brett. He's not. I'm saying he in his earliest career, Josh Allen has been better statistically than Brett Favre.
But here, when
it comes to the interceptions, they are pretty much the same. And if you look at Brett Favre's career, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. So why can't we say the same for Josh Allen? He's throwing 40 touchdowns a year. He's throwing for 4,000 yards a year. Over that, easy. I mean, look, I get he's made interceptions. It happens, but it doesn't mean he's not a good player. I think that's bullshit.
So you know what? Do you know what year Brett Favre was drafted?
91
in the second round.
Yeah.
So that means in 95, that was his fourth year playing, right?
Well, he got drafted by Atlanta. Yeah.
But 95, that would have been his fourth year playing. In 95, 96, 97. Brett Favre is the only player to win 3 straight MVPs. So by year...
It's a different era, though.
Hold on. By year 6, he already had 2 MVPs and 2 first-team All-Pros. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen has 0. Then he went to back-to-back Super Bowls in 97 and 98, won one of them.
It's a different era, bro.
It's a different era now.
Oh, absolutely, man.
But my point is
the talent in today's world and quarterbacks is a lot better than it was previous year.
But if you go by the first 6 years, at this point in Josh Allen's career, Brett Favre already had 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl.
Sure, he was more successful, but statistically, they are identical, Mike.
Except for winning.
Except for the winning aspect. But I mean, look, if you have the good stats and you're not winning, there is another problem, because if the one quarterback is throwing picks and he's winning, he might just have a good fucking team.
But here's to
overcome those mistakes.
And here's the other part.
The Bills can't overcome the mistakes anymore.
And here's the other part of this is that, and they're not going to be able to, because again, they're in
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you, bro.
No,
but what I'm saying is statistically, they are almost the same in stats. They are. They're the same player. Brett Favre was awesome in his earliest career. That's when he popped 3,200 passing yards in his first year starting, then 3,300, 3,900, and then 4,400. I mean, Josh Allen has been doing the same shit, bro.
But it hasn't gotten him like
hasn't. I get it. It hasn't gotten him to where he needs to be, to what his potential is. He hasn't eclipsed where he should be.
Correct.
Like he should have an MVP. He should have a Super Bowl or a Super Bowl appearance, or
he should have an appearance
or something, right? Like, I don't disagree with you, bro. But like, I look at the Bills and I look at their situation and I'm like, all right, well, Cincinnati, it's a much better situation. Kansas City, much better situation. That's in my opinion. I think those 2 destinations are fit to win now more than the Bills. It's not because Joe Burrow is way better than Josh Allen.
Well, he is.
I think the situation for Joe Burrow is a lot better than Josh Allen's.
It is, but I don't think Josh Allen would be able to do on that offense what Joe Burrow does, because that's not Josh Allen's style.
Well, it's 2 different quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying.
About.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But as far as like, again, if you're just going quarterback for quarterback, I don't think Josh Allen isn't in Joe Burrow's league. In terms of just strictly playing quarterback from the pocket, he's just not. And I'm not even trying to knock Josh Allen there. He's just not. When you see Joe Burrow operate from the pocket, it's beautiful.
I love Joe Burrow. I think he's awesome. He's fucking great to watch.
Yeah, it's just for me with Josh, man. Like
I feel like every time we had this argument, I feel like I'm shitting on Joe Burrow, and I'm not. I'm just like I don't think he's light years better than Josh Allen. I just don't see that. I really don't. I personally, I honestly don't.
You got to get thicker glasses.
I don't, because Joe Burrow has 2 wide receiver ones, man.
Well, T. Higgins is out. Jamar Chase was out last year. Jamar Chase was out for 6 games last year.
And they have Joe Mixon. They were able to run the ball in the years past. I know, but he's been a Pro Bowl running back. The fucking Bills haven't had a running back. They're signing Leonard Fournette of the world to go fix their problems.
I don't even understand that, because James Cook has been good this year.
He's been pretty good. I thought last game he ran the ball well.
And Singletary was good last year. I had him in fantasy. Singletary was all right. The problem is they don't commit to the run.
They don't.
And here's the other part of the Bills' offensive struggles. They don't run Josh Allen anymore. And that was a big part of their success on offense. They're not calling draws for him and having him escape. And look, you can run and protect yourself. Tom Brady said it, mitigated risk. You don't need to run over a linebacker. Instead of getting 11 yards, just take the 8 yards and get down. But he doesn't want to do that.
Did you watch that pod?
Yes.
It was really good, wasn't it?
Because what Tom Brady was saying, it's like I'm listening to Tom Brady.
He was giving him the keys and be like, yo, dude, you had all the talent in the world. If you just do X, Y, and Z, you're going to get there.
And you know what's actually crazy in the comparison to Carson Wentz, who I think can be smug at times? I felt like Josh was smug in that podcast. Because like I feel like when Tom Brady was saying that, he was just like this.
He was kind of laughing. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, you're not taking that type of advice. We're nobodies. And we're telling, and we know this.
I know.
So that's my point is that why
he could be nervous.
What's up?
He could have been nervous a little bit. It's Brady, bro.
I get it.
I mean, like, yo,
you don't laugh at him.
Yeah, I guess not.
You don't laugh at him and do it like.
I mean, think about it. People would pay fucking millions for that opportunity just to have that advice with Tom Brady, a one-on-one session. This guy is getting it for free
just because.
And you're right. I didn't like the way he received it.
I thought he was smug about it. And I'm just like, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, bro, do you really want to get better? Because you have all the talent to be in that conversation as the best quarterback in the game.
He's awesome, man. He is, bro. I mean, like, yo. I mean, you might call me crazy for the Brett Favre thing. I don't think it's actually crazy.
Look, I
actually think it's kind of close
style-wise. Because here's the thing, though.
I mean, look, hold on. Josh Allen in his third year, 4,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 picks.
That was his best year,
and that's not even counting his fucking rushing. He had 8 touchdowns on the ground. That's 45 touchdowns.
I know.
With 4,500 passing yards.
Do you know why they're comparing him to Brett Favre, though?
It's crazy.
But do you know why they're comparing him to Brett Favre?
Because the interceptions.
Because of the interceptions.
Absolutely.
and the backyard play. But the difference was that when Brett Favre did it, Brett Favre was still having massive amounts of success.
Sure. But he had the team to do it, though.
I mean, his wide receiver one was Antonio Freeman, I think.
But their defense was good.
I mean, not for nothing, but the Bills' defense was good. I don't know what happened this year, but last
we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Before that, it was good.
We talked about they're getting dominated in time of possession.
Yeah,
and that's also a product of the Bills not able to run the football.
I know,
or committing to the football because your offense is getting off the field and 3 and outs quick because you keep on throwing. You become too predictable.
And you know what's crazy? We talked about this last week. And you said, is it more likely the Bengals make the Super Bowl or the Bills miss the playoffs? Both of those teams lost this week, which I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Now I ask that question again because what is it?
It's a must win for the Bengals tonight.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in terms of is it more likely the Bills miss the playoffs now or the Bengals make the Super Bowl? Because I feel like that's a coin flip at this point. They're both 5-4.
I feel like
5-5.
I feel like the Bills are better off not making the playoffs. Like I don't see a path.
Josh Allen can't do that. Bro.
I know. Well, why not?
Bro, when you're regarded as like that dude, you can't miss the playoffs in the middle of your prime. The same goes for Joe Burrow. That's why I like the Bengals. We're going to get to them. We should have started off with that.
But it's okay.
But I'm just saying the reason I keep saying I like the Bengals tonight, and I think the Bengals win, their season's on the line. They've already lost to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Their season is 100% on the line tonight. That's why I like the Bengals tonight.
See, I like the Ravens tonight.
I know. I
was a Ravens. This is a Ravens game.
I get it.
They're home. They know they have to win this game. This game's more important for the Bengals, but it's just as important for the Ravens. Because the Steelers are kind of like creeping in the weeds here.
If the Bengals win, the winner of the Steelers and the Browns is in first place in the division.
That's right. The Browns. That would be crazy.
It sucks that their quarterback got hurt. Because you were spot on. You had them.
That team is good, bro.
They are.
That team is damn good. They beat the Ravens.
Right now, do you think the Bills make the playoffs?
Gut feel says no. Gut feel. I don't. I think they have a lot going on, and I think with the whole Trayvon Diggs thing, I think it's going to be even more trouble. I think that's a big thing that's going to hover in the locker room when your quarterback and his wide receiver one are kind of like beefing behind closed doors. It never works out. It doesn't work out, and everybody in the locker room can sense that. So I think they have a lot going on, man. It's really a shame, and shame on Stephon Diggs too, because he has to check his people.
He's a shit teammate.
He's a shit teammate. And you know what's funny? But that reporter wasn't bullshit when that news came out 2 months ago. She apologized because she wanted to save her ass. Yeah. But she knew that damn well what she was saying was probably the truth.
You know what's
ain't that funny?
Though?
I haven't heard anything about that shit. Nobody has said a word about that.
And he got upset about it.
And he got upset about it. And it's like, yo, maybe that is true.
Maybe he was upset because it was true.
Yeah.
You have a hard time with the truth.
And she just saved her ass by saying, giving an apology. And that's like, I don't know.
You know what's crazy to me, though? Like Trayvon Diggs tweeting that. Like, I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, if that was me and Stefan, if that was me and you and you were Josh Allen and I was the wide receiver or whatever, and my brother went on there and tweeted that, the first thing I would do after the game is like, I would call him, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, grow up.
See, I mean, I don't even know if Diggs would feel that way. I think he's actually okay with it.
Bro,
because I think it gives him a way out. Because now when you have turmoil, you get your wish.
But if you're a leader and you want to be a leader and you want to show that, you have, I don't even know.
Bro, fuck a leader, bro. There has been reports that he wanted out of this situation in the offseason.
I said that when he was screaming at Josh Allen on the sideline. Right. I said that relationship's over. You
can't show up your team.
I remember arguing with you about that. Or not arguing about it. Maybe we were, but we were talking about something. And I said, dude, if that was me and you, and we were in a public setting or something like that, and even if I really disagree with you, I would never scream at you and show you up like that.
Yeah,
I would defend you in public. And then when we were in private, I would just be like, yo, you were really wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're my brother, so I'm going to defend you. I would never, ever, ever do you like that in public.
Yeah.
Ever. You don't show up your star quarterback. Like, say what for what you want. I think Josh Allen is what he is. I don't think it gets better for worse. But either way, you don't do that. He's still a star in the league. You don't do that. You don't show somebody up like that on the sideline.
That killed the whole mojo.
That's a poor teammate. And that's not somebody you want in your rabbit hole or in your foxhole, whatever. I'm just saying it's. Then we were talking about this. He's showing up to camp, and it's like they're asking Sean McDermott, why isn't Diggs here? I don't know. What? You're the leader of that team. You're the head coach of that team, and you don't know why your only wide receiver is here. You don't know. That's your answer. You don't know.
I don't disagree with you, man. I just think they need. I think they need to just separate. I think that's what's going to happen.
Here's the problem, though. Even if they do, they don't have the space to go get somebody. Josh, here's the thing.
Well, how much is dead money on Diggs?
Oh my God!
Because if they remove him, they'll have some cap space because he got a bag in 2022. He signed 4 years, $98 million in 2022 last year.
So,
you're right. 2 years ago, I think it was after the AFC.
So. He's got a $28 million cap hit next year.
Yeah. So if they remove that off the books,
that's the problem. Dead cap is $31 million.
Oh,
they ain't going nowhere
because of the guarantees. Correct. So you have dead weight.
That's what I'm saying. So even if you got rid of him, you now have $31 million in dead money, and it's like you
might as well keep him.
You're gonna, or you're gonna go into Lamar territory. You're throwing to Gabe Davis and I can't think of Kajir, whatever his name is, and it's like. And what are you doing? You saw what happened to Lamar when he couldn't throw for anybody. I mean, look, I know Lamar won an MVP. And
all right, but let's be real here, though. Let's get to the real fucking shit of it, though. Like, what's the beef of Diggs? Like, why is he complaining like he is in the worst situation ever?
Do you want my honest opinion?
You're playing with an awesome quarterback. You're playing for an awesome franchise. You got your money. You get your targets. What the fuck do you want? Because you're not winning, it's a team game, bro. Like, I mean, look, you signed the contract for 4 years. If you didn't think this team could win a Super Bowl in the first 4 years, then you wouldn't have signed. And you would have got your money elsewhere because if you're so damn good, somebody would have paid you regardless.
So I said
but it's like, it's garbage because it's like, yo, then you got his brother tweeting out some bullshit like Josh Allen didn't help make fucking Stefan Diggs either. Like, it can't be the other way around. It can't be like, oh, yeah, the wide receiver can help out the quarterback.
Yeah.
Only. And the quarterback, and you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. The quarterback can help the wide receiver too.
I said two things.
I said that fucking a long time ago.
I said two things. I said, number one, I think the 13 seconds broke them. I said, I think it broke the team because that was the year that Josh Allen would have cemented himself as the second best player in the game.
The 13 seconds?
The 13 seconds.
Oh, absolutely. I said that too.
Then after that, I would say, in my opinion, at this moment, the only way I can rationalize the Diggs drama, he doesn't believe in Josh Allen. He doesn't trust him. That's the only thing I could say is that he doesn't trust him because there's no other reason unless there's something that happened personally or behind closed doors. But I think last year with the way he performed against the Bengals, I think that just added to it. That's when he had the meltdown. He had a shitty game. And it's just like, I just feel like over time, when you get a diva wide receiver like that, I just think it's just kind of, for me, Stefan Diggs is just like, I had enough. I don't think he can win a Super Bowl.
Well, Stefan Diggs should have been freaking out on his defensive
Yeah, because they couldn't
side of the
stop
ball
him.
because they couldn't stop a nosebleed in that Cincinnati game, by the way. So I you can blame the quarterback all you want. I understand he causes turnovers, this, that, and the third, but he's still a damn good quarterback. And you act like your situation is shit, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
It could be a lot worse.
Like Stephon Diggs, like we talked about this before. Stephon Diggs wasn't regarded as one of the top best wide receivers in the NFL before he went to Buffalo. He was good.
He was like a 10-ish.
He was good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think he was 10. I think he was probably in the 15 range. I think he was good.
I actually even wasn't a Stephon Diggs guy, but you know who loved him? Tom.
Yeah,
Diggs I used to say it all the time, and he just loved Diggs. He used to, like, he really did. And then it was just like a funny thing because I'm like, I don't understand the obsession with Diggs. Then he went with Josh Allen. That's like, all right, this dude's like a top guy.
He's been awesome with Josh Allen. So I like I said, I don't understand the beef. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're in a good situation. Like, you got your money. It's not like you don't have a contract and you're losing and you don't want to be there and you hate your quarterback. Like, I just don't see it. I don't get it. There's a lot worse situations he could be in than
could be on the Cardinals.
Look at Devontae Adams.
Could be on the Panthers.
He could be on the Raiders.
Yeah, look at Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Texans stunned the Bengals 30-27.
We called that.
It's crazy.
We said that. I knew that was a trap game.
100%. 100%. Do you think the Bengals make the playoffs?
I had them out of the playoffs off the rip, so I'm going to leave them out.
I'm on the fence. If they win tonight, they're in the playoffs. If they lose tonight, no. I just don't see it.
Yeah, their schedule's brutal, Mike. Yeah. I mean, they'll be what, 5-5 with an L tonight?
And it sucks because Tyler Boyd dropped the game-winning touchdown right in his hands.
He did.
That was like, I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, the game not like necessarily might not have been over because CJ Stroud, I mean, that drive that he did, it's just it was like effortless. So
yeah, he really could win the MVP.
Right now, I would say he would be the front runner, right?
He's got 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, dude.
Yeah.
He's throwing the Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
If the Broncos were winning, Russ would be in the conversation too.
Oh, if the Broncos were 7-3?
Yo, I can't believe Dak is in the MVP conversation.
He's been playing awesome.
That's fucking crazy.
I know,
but like we shit on him because it's like, all right, who did the Cowboys beat? That's everybody's argument, right? When they shit on the Cowboys as a team. But yet Dak's going to be in the MVP conversation because he's playing good. But then what about the conversation? Oh, he's playing against shitty defenses. That conversation doesn't come into play.
No, I think that's
what I hate.
I've called it out, and I said this like
that's some shit.
Everybody's saying like, oh, he played great against the Eagles, but for 5 weeks I did nothing but hear about how bad the Eagles D-backs are, and it's like, okay, and then it's like, oh look, the 2 weeks before the Eagles were great. He threw for 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and I'm like, okay, he played the Rams and the Raiders, or who was the Chargers, and I'm like, okay, it's two terrible defenses. Like, yeah, you should light it up. Good quarterbacks do that, and Dak is good. Can he win MVP? Yeah, if they win out the rest of the year.
It ain't happening.
No, it's not happening. But they're 6-3. Because they already had their bye, so they're 6-3.
Yeah.
But they have a tough sketch after the Panthers. They have the Commanders on Thanksgiving. That's going to be a dogfight. Then they got Seattle. Then they have the Eagles again. Then they got Miami. Then they got Buffalo. And I think they get the Commanders again.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We say Buffalo, and it's like,
Yeah, I know, but you never like.
I know you never know
at any point.
And a month from now, they could be different. They could be on a 4-game.
Joe Burrow sung Joe Brady's praise. That was his coach at LSU, and he said he's great. He said he's a great football mind, blah blah, and all that shit. So who knows? Maybe that'll turn it around. We both said this. We were talking about the Texans making the playoffs.
Do you think that the Bengals are making the playoffs?
If they win tonight,
win tonight, right?
If they lose tonight, no.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think they're going to win.
And then they're going to make the playoffs. Okay. I got them out of the playoffs.
Yeah. So.
And I had them losing tonight.
The Texans might actually make the playoffs.
I'm the opposite of you always.
Regular. The Texans might actually make the playoffs. They're only one game.
Yeah, we talked about that last pod.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was kind of like semi-joking, but then I was like looking at the schedule. I'm like, yo.
We said if they can go 2-1 over their next 3, between beating the Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I said I think they make the playoffs because the rest of their schedule is easy. They beat the Bengals. They have the Cardinals, the Jags, who they already beat, the Broncos, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, the Texans, and the Colts. And I said that's a 9 or 10-win team if they can get 2-1 out of that stretch.
I know, that's crazy. I know
as long as they don't have a letdown game to the Cardinals, they're there.
They didn't even have Nico Collins. I know the Bengals didn't have T. Higgins, but they had they had Chase, they had Boyd.
That doesn't matter.
They had their guys a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still have Jamar Chase. You still got Tyler Boyd.
You should win that game. The Bengals should have won that game.
100%. If Tyler Boyd, I'm not gonna say if he doesn't drop that, but if he doesn't drop it, that's looking great.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure.
So, but that really sucks
for sure. But the Texans, man, that would be an absolute amazing story if they made the playoffs.
Oh, CJ Stroud is him.
That would have been the biggest surprise pick anybody has ever made in the offseason. Imagine betting that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just picking the Texans to win division and get into the playoffs. I mean, you're looking good.
49ers, I'm going to stay in that division because the 49ers smoked the Jags. The Jags are 6-3, one game ahead of the
Texans. They rolled them up.
Are the 49ers back?
I mean, I don't think they were ever gone. I just think they just had a bad little stretch of games. I mean, it happens, right? After winning so many in a row in the regular season, you're bound to hit a low spot. And I think that's what happened. They got punched in the mouth in the first loss, shook them up. The second loss really shook them up. And the third loss, they had the bye hovering at the same time, when they lost. But then that bye was crucial for them at the right time. They came out of the bye. They smoked the shit out of the Jags. I believe in this team. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFC. I think they're the third best team in the NFC. But yeah, I never thought they were gone. I was never worried they were going to miss the playoffs.
I think they're the third, potentially the second, when they play like that, obviously. But I'm with you on that. I don't think they ever went away. I just think for me, it was just they had there was some tough times.
Oh, so that's not good. So Mark Andrews is on the field getting looked at by the medical staff, and quarterback Lamar Jackson headed to the medical tent with a leg injury.
Oh my God!
Yikes! Well, the door just opened for the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers and the good old Cincinnati Bengals.
What's wild? You're gonna hit all those. You're gonna hit 7 out of 8 divisions, and you're gonna lose the Chargers.
You want me to rattle it off?
Because the Chargers, some shit. Hold on, I want to get going.
Yeah.
How do you rank Trevor Lawrence? Because I'm sorry, bro. Elite quarterbacks don't get beat down like this.
That's not true.
Bro, that was embarrassing.
I know. I've seen Tom Brady get embarrassed too.
Nah, I don't remember one like that.
Oh, I do, bro. Against the Chiefs. Monday Night Football. We're on to Cincinnati. They got their ass beat like I've never seen, bro. They got absolutely crushed in that game.
I remember that.
That was like a game where, and then that's when what
do you think about
always the cliff coming? What?
Yo, that was when Max Kellerman said the cliff is here.
I think it was what's his name? Matt Hasselbeck said something. The New England Patriots are done, over with. It's finished.
Dynasty's over.
The dynasty's over, and then it went off and won the Super Bowl. That's what he does.
Look, I'm just going to say this about Trevor Lawrence, man. I think Trevor Lawrence is good. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is in that elite category that everybody desperately wants him to be in. And the way he was perceived coming out of Clemson.
Oh, he was perceived to be a god. I mean, like a franchise-altering quarterback, which he still is.
Well, he is for the Jags.
I think he is for the Jags, but he's been playing some mid-ass football. 9 touchdowns, 6 picks. You got Calvin Ridley. You gave up a first-round pick for Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's been trash.
He's been horrible. I was so wrong about him. Christian Kirk, and let's not act like Christian Kirk can't play football. He's been excellent. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. I was wrong on him too. So yeah, and let's not act like you don't have Travis Etienne and you don't have good players around you.
I'm sorry. What about Evan Ingram? Evan Ingram's
good, but he hasn't been utilized properly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The last game, I don't even know where he was.
I know.
Did he play?
I don't know, man. Like Trevor just don't do it for him. He just don't do it. Like he's good, but he just don't have like it.
I think people are trying to force the Trevor Lawrence. But
you're not legit in your third year, and you have 9 touchdowns and 6 picks.
I don't disagree with that.
Like that's not him.
His completion percentage is high. He's efficient. I'll give him that.
Bro, fuck efficiency. Come win me games.
I agree. But I mean, look, dude, they won 4 in a row prior to this game. I mean, what are you going to say about that?
Bro, you come off a bye week and get beat down like that? Off a bye week?
I'm sorry, they won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, their losses are respectable though. They lost to the Chiefs, they lost to Houston, and they lost to the Niners. They actually got their ass beat by the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
37-17.
Yeah. They got smacked.
So, yeah, I mean, they lost to formidable.
Do you think the Jags should be the favorite to win the division?
I think the Texans should be.
I'm kind of there.
I think the Texans should be right now. I think they should be the favorite. I think they've been playing better football.
Well, CJ Stroud has been better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I am not mad about that.
Nico and Tank combined have been better than Ridley and Kirk.
D'Amico Ryans is the coach of the year right now. Who ain't? Who is? That's a good question.
Who's the coach of the year?
Who's the coach of the year right now?
I would say Dan Campbell.
Wow. I don't know because the Lions had high expectations and they're living up to
D'Amico
them.
Ryans has. Well, here's the thing. I'm going off of Dan Campbell, and we're going to get into the Lions next. But I'm going off of that because I genuinely believe the Lions are going to be the 1 seed. And if the Lions are the 1 seed, Dan Campbell's coach of the year. No questions asked.
I can't disagree with that.
So that's going off of projection.
But, I mean,
if the Texans win the division, I mean,
you got to toss up.
I don't know. It actually might be
That would be crazy.
Co-coach of the years, because at that point they're equally as impressive.
I thought Mike McDaniel was going to win it in the earlier rounds. But they seem to fizzle out. Yeah.
No, I think the Texans should be the favorite to win the division, dude. They're better.
I know
they are. They're
and
better.
That's crazy because in the preseason we had the Jags as though the number 1 seed in the AFC, and we had them absolutely smoking.
I bought into the hype. I thought they would run through that division, and I said they have a weak division. That's why I think their schedule allows them to be the 1 seed. I didn't think they were the best team in the AFC, but the schedule. Yeah. But they've underwhelmed. But let's go over to the Lions because they win a shootout against the Chargers, 41-38. I'll just go on this because I want to know how you view the Lions. I view the Lions as one of the best teams in the NFL. Forget the NFC. I think the Lions are that good. They're tough. Their coach is great. Their offensive coordinator is great. Jared Goff is great. Amon-Ra is great. Their running game is great.
He's great.
They can score. Like, they can hang 40 on you and win. They can win the close game. They're just a good team.
They're balanced.
They're just a good
team. Balanced team. Yeah.
And with Dan Campbell, who's an awesome leader, I'm telling you, look at their schedule. The Cowboys is their only hard game remaining. That's their only team where they play that is a good team.
I would disagree with that.
Who do they play?
They play the Vikings twice.
I mean,
and I think the Broncos could be playing for their lives when they're playing them.
Maybe, but the Broncos are not messing with the Lions.
The Saints, they're a tough game. They're in New Orleans.
Saints are some.
I know, but that's a game that I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints won that game because it's in New Orleans.
I'm dug in on this. I think the Lions are gonna win the NFC. They're gonna win the number 1 seed in the NFC because their schedule allows it to. I'm serious. I don't think the Jags. I think the Jags lose one more game.
The Jags?
I'm sorry. What did I say?
The Lions?
I think the Lions lose one more game.
And that's to the Cowboys?
I think it's to the Cowboys. The Cowboys they split with Minnesota. I think they lose. They just lose one more game. But I think their toughest, the Lions' toughest remaining game is the Cowboys. I think they would lose one more game all year. And if I had a bet, I would say Cowboys are one of those Minnesota games.
I'll be honest with you. If the Lions are home for a playoff game and they do play the Cowboys in the playoffs, I love Dallas.
Oh, no.
Because Dallas is a dome team. Dallas would be used to that. Oh, absolutely, dude.
They don't have a better quarterback.
I don't disagree with that. I think the elements would actually kind of favor the Cowboys. They know how to play in that kind of style.
So do the Lions.
So do the Lions. I know.
Here's the thing.
I know.
They have Amon-Ra.
But I get it.
Amon-Ra over CD, Jared over Dak, Dan Campbell over McCarthy, Ben Johnson over, I can't even think of the offensive coordinator's name for the Cowboys.
You said CD over Amon-Ra?
Brian Schottenheimer. I would take Amon-Ra over CD.
Wow.
I think he's more versatile. I think he's more physical. He doesn't have drop issues. I just think he's a bigger, more physical receiver. And
hell no. No, he's not.
I think he's more physical. I think he's more physical.
He's not bigger.
Excuse me.
And he's not. I don't think he's more physical. I think he could take a hit.
He plays more physical. He goes up and gets
CD Lamb he's been playing lights out.
He has. I'm not taking anything away from CD. I just think
he's looking right now. He's looking like the best wide receiver in the NFL. He's played like it the last 3 weeks. Absolutely.
What are we doing?
No, I'm saying like I'm not saying he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. I'm saying he's played like it. He's played like it the last 3 weeks.
It's about time, bro.
Yeah, he's been excellent
against shit defenses. Again, what are you going to do when you line up against?
They played against the Eagles though,
and everybody tells me they're shit.
All right,
so I'm just going by the narrative.
Nah, bro, because you had the Eagles as the best team in the NFL, so you can't say that that they're shit. You have to give them
the
respect.
Eagles have a great
if you
quarterback.
think the Eagles are the best team, right, in the NFL, and then when Dak
still have holes,
and yeah, right. But you have to give them some credit when you go against a good team like that. You can't say, "Oh, yeah, they're shit."
I think the Eagles defense has become a little bit underrated. The Eagles defense bends, but they don't break. You're not 9-1 or 8-1.
I would go the opposite. I would say they're kind of overrated more than underrated.
Nah, because here's the thing: they can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody knows that.
Yeah,
everybody knows
on the back end.
I think the overrated part is the back end of the defense.
Oh yeah, it has been.
So that's why I think they are overrated. When we think of Philly, we think of good defense, right? Like we think we have the best defense. But in reality, what's going on this season is the Eagles can't stop a nosebleed through the air. They just can't. They can't stop the pass. So yeah, I mean, I would say they're more overrated than underrated.
Do you think Brandon Staley's days are numbered in Los Angeles? Because there was rumors saying that Bill's done after the end of the year and he's going to the Chargers.
That would be crazy.
I would really love to see that.
I don't think it would work.
I don't know.
Because I don't know if Justin Herbert is ready for that kind of style of coaching.
He needs it.
He needs it, but not everybody's built for it, though.
I know, but
just because you need it don't mean you're built for it.
He's the type of guy, though, that if Bill could get him to buy in, he could be a certified top 4 quarterback.
It's the same shit with the Chargers, though. They always lose close games. They are the Cowboys of the fucking AFC. They are. It's what they are. I mean, they lose close games. They lost by 2 points to the Dolphins. They lost by 3 to the Titans in week 2. They win close games, except with the Vikings. But I mean, then they lost 3 points to the Cowboys, and then they lose by 3 to the Lions. So if you add those points up, that's 6, 9, and 11 points, right? With 4 losses. They lost 4 games by a total of 11 points. That's insane. They lost 4 games by a total of 11 points.
Because he can't operate in a clutch.
Bro, that is under 3 points per game that you're losing by.
That's a bad football.
That's a bad sign. So yes, if I had to guess,
that's coaching.
I would say he has to get the hell out of there because you need somebody that can get you over the hump, that can win close games, that can make good decisions, that can put the best players in position to succeed at the biggest moments of the game. It's like in the fourth quarter, I don't know. I just
they fall apart.
They fall apart. Yeah. And
they look like you see how teams go in at halftime and make adjustments to get better. I feel like the Chargers go in at halftime and make adjustments to get worse.
They always seem to be outcoached in the second half. And I think that's the problem with the Chargers. I think they need to get somebody in there that can coach this team
stinks,
up.
Bro. Brandon Staley stinks.
Well,
and I said this.
Here's the thing, though, Mike. His defense, in fairness, doesn't do him any justice. Their defense is really bad.
2 years ago, when they played the Raiders it was Derek Carr and Rich Bisaccia to make the playoffs, and he went on that 4th down that cost them the playoff spot. What did I say on the show? Do you remember? And me, you, and Mike were laughing, saying it was crazy, saying that was crazy. I remember I was sitting on this side, sitting next to Mike, and Mike was laughing and shit like that. I said, yo, they should fire him tonight. I said, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, he's an idiot. I said they should have fired him right there. And look, hindsight, they should have fired his ass.
Yeah.
He stinks, dude.
I'm never mad at the coach for being aggressive.
And they were up 27-0 against the Jags.
Yeah.
First half.
Yeah, that's
4 interceptions. Second half, no interceptions, you lose the game. And it's like
they didn't make any adjustments, just thought the game was over and that was it. And the Jags made adjustments. The Chargers didn't. They thought the game was in the bag and that was it. But that was the end of their season. But then, then you roll over into the next season. You think, okay, we're motivated to close out these close games into our favor. And then they come off the bat with the first 2 weeks, losing 2 games by a grand total of 5 points. Like that hurts, and again, it's just the inability to win close games is what has cost the Chargers team for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been horrible.
Yep.
They need new blood.
100%.
But is Bill Belichick willing to travel across the country at
that nice weather,
near 70? I don't know.
I don't know. You got 80-year-olds running presidential campaigns.
I know. I get it. But when you got family, and you got shit going on, dude. You're good where you're at, especially at the age of 70. I mean, he has to change his whole lifestyle.
He should be hungry though, because he's getting embarrassed.
Yeah, he's getting embarrassed.
For real. Like, not even trying to troll him.
I mean, that defense would love Bill Belichick.
They have so much talent.
You think that's a possibility though?
I do. Absolutely. Because at that point, if Bill Belichick is that dude, which I'm not saying he is, or
if I know that, if I'm the Patriots and I know that there is like some truth to this, I'm holding on to Bill Belichick and I say I'll trade you for him. Give me a first round pick for him.
The Chargers would do that.
Absolutely, they would.
The Chargers,
and they should, because it would fix up their defense, and they had the offense. However, I would say this: the Chargers do need another weapon, because Mike Williams he can't stay healthy. I do like Josh Palmer. I do like Quentin Johnson. I knew they drafted.
I like Jalen Guyton.
I love Keenan Allen, but he's getting older next year. Next year he'll be a year older, so you don't know how much tread he's going to have on his tires.
I think he's still got a lot left.
I do too. He's been excellent this year. I mean, he has been lights.
Every time I see him going off, I get so upset because I have him in my other league. And I loved him this year. And it's just when, we were talking and going back and forth. And
the fantasy shit?
Yeah. And you're like, yo, I really think that's my guy. And because we were just talking about him back and forth. And I'm just like, damn.
I love him this year because of Kellen Moore.
And he took over CD Lamb. And I watched CD Lamb last year go crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, Keenan Allen was like a better CD Lamb. I'm not saying he's better than him right now. I mean, you can make the argument, but I'm just saying like,
what? I probably would take Keenan Allen, dog.
I know, but I'm saying it's I don't think it's like,
I don't think it's far-fetched to say, if you took CD Lamb, I wouldn't back him.
That's what I mean.
Right, whatever.
But Keenan Allen's still really fucking good.
He's excellent. Excellent.
So
I agree with that. A coaching change needs to be on the horizon. If these losses continue to unfold the way they do from now to the rest of the season, and the Chargers miss the postseason, you can kiss this guy goodbye.
Oh yeah, they're missing the postseason. They're not making the playoffs, bro. Two teams that will make the playoff Monday night. Both are coming off a bye. I think Andy Reid is 27-4 coming off a bye, which is pretty automatic. Eagles at the Chiefs. Chiefs are -2.5. Love that line for the Eagles. Who's this game more important for in the Super Bowl rematch?
The Eagles. It's just psyche purposes. The Eagles have to win this game. I mean, it would be cool to get some revenge. Not that it means anything because you did win the big game, but you got back. You got something back in return. Like, you gave it back to them.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, you beat us in the Super Bowl, but you know what? It's a new year. Now we just beat your ass. So how does it feel? So like, I feel like for psyche purposes, this game means more to Philly than it does for the Chiefs. Like, I think the Chiefs already know that they're them. They just got to prove it week in and week out.
I don't know.
The Chiefs
probably do.
The Chiefs got some swag about them, dude. That they know that they know they're one of the best teams, man. And they act like it. And that's okay. Like, when you perform like that, hats off. Go ahead. Talk your shit. You know what I mean?
Putting on chapstick in front of you like that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's all right. It's all good. I'm still rocking.
That was sus.
But yeah, the Eagles, they have to win this game just for psyche purposes only. And I think I'll give you my early prediction. I think they're gonna win.
You like the Eagles?
Yeah.
I think it's more important. I don't know.
Because the Eagles are the one team that can go into an environment like Kansas City's on primetime football and take the crowd out of it because of what the Eagles can do offensively.
I agree, because they're basically starting off 1st and 8.
Yeah.
1st and 9.
But the Chiefs have a great defense. I'm not taking away from them. But the Eagles, I think that Jalen Hurts is going to have an excellent game coming off a bye. I think that AJ Brown's going to be force-fed again, and he's going to be eaten. Who could stick AJ Brown right now?
So I think the game is more important to the Eagles, but this kind of goes hand in hand with what I was going to say next. Like, what I'm looking forward to with the Eagles coming off a bye, I'm looking for them to actually look like not as sloppy. Like, I just feel like I want to see.
You want them to look like the best team in the NFL?
Yeah,
because they haven't looked like that.
I want to see them get up for the game. Like, I want to see them start fast and play consistent and efficient football throughout the game. Like, I don't want it to be in the first quarter you put up 3 points and I'm looking and I'm like, what the fuck is this OC doing? I'm serious. That's what I'm talking about. And now, here's the thing. Goddard is a big loss because he's good. However, that opens up more opportunities for Smitty.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
sure,
which you need to get him involved more because Smitty's kind of underwhelmed this year.
I agree with that.
He has, and I'm not saying it like that because I think Smitty is a really, really good wide receiver, and I think Smitty could be a 1 on a team. I really do. I think Smitty could be a 1, but I just feel like he's underwhelmed this year. But I feel like the game is so important to the Eagles. Like you said, for psyche purposes. But in my other theory, I always say it's hard to beat a team twice. So there's like a part of me that's like, do I want the Chiefs to win in case they meet in the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think the Chiefs go on a run here though?
I don't. I think they're losing this game.
So after this, do you think they go on their normal runs where they just start running through teams?
I actually think it's going to be different this year. I think they're going to go up and down. They're going to go up and down. They're going to win more games than they lose because I think they're that good.
Yeah.
But I look at their schedule. They play the Birds, they play the Raiders, they play the Packers, the Bills, New England, Raiders, Bengals, and Chargers. Like I think there's a couple slip ups there. Like I could see them losing to the Bills if the Bills get hot because I think the Bills can score with them. I think the Bills could score with them. I think the biggest thing is the Bills defense.
Yeah.
Can the Bills defense get off the field when it matters most against a Kansas City offense that's really just has Travis Kelce? So no, I agree. I think they could stick with them there. I think they're going to be up like this, but nobody's going to want to play this team in the playoffs because in Arrowhead, it's loud there. And, it's Mahomes.
I think they're going to have ebbs and flows too. They don't have the wide receivers. And until I see them really hang it on a team like that, I'm going to stand by that. You only have Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You only have Travis Kelce. I'm not saying anything. I know Travis Kelce's great, but you need some type of wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, this is not an indictment on Travis Kelce.
So I think the Chiefs win. Andy Reid, like I said, Andy Reid coming off a bye is great. I just do, man. I think the Chiefs win. I hope the Eagles win. I'm going to be rooting for them, obviously.
Yeah.
My gut tells me the Chiefs. It really does. It's Andy Reid. It's tough, man. But here's the thing. If the Eagles come out and the Eagles are who I think they can be, the Eagles win. It's just, the Eagles have been in so many dogfights. And while they've won 8 out of 9, it's just like, it's different against the Chiefs because they operate in the clutch too. You know what I mean? It's not like you're playing the Commanders where you can fall behind and gut out 17-point quarters and shit like that. But I hope the Eagles win. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens are -3.5. The score is currently 7-3. First and goal. Bengals are on Baltimore's 8. We should have did this game first because we already talked about it. I think the Bengals were going to win because their season's on the line. You thought the Ravens were going to win. Now Lamar Jackson was in the tent. Mark Andrews.
He's back, though. He's back.
Lamar is back?
Lamar is back,
all right,
yeah.
Great. What about Mark Andrews?
I don't know about that. Okay. I'm going to say yes, but I don't know.
All right. So we could just go to our next one. Steelers at Browns. Mentioned this before. If the Bengals do win tonight, the winner of this game's in first place. Do you think either of those teams can actually win the division, though?
I think the Browns can. I just don't. Right now with the quarterback situation, I mean, that's what makes it tricky. They just need the quarterback to be a game manager because I think everything around them is pretty much well in place. You have a good running game. They're committed to running the football. The Browns defense is excellent. They get turnovers. They put their offense in good positions to succeed. If the guy can just come in there, and play game managing ball, this team is going to be scary. As long as the guy doesn't come in there and throw turnovers and do boneheaded shit and the Browns get out of their element of not running the football, committing to it, then yeah, this team is absolutely a team that can win the division. Absolutely, man.
So I'm the opposite. I don't think the Browns can. They've had the worst quarterback in the league this year, going by statistics. The Steelers, on the other hand, they've had some bad QB play, but Kenny Pickett makes a play here and there when it really matters. I can't believe they're 6-3.
They're hard to trust.
I kind of can believe they're 6-3 because I have them making the playoffs. I said this was my sleeper team. I think the Steelers can win the division. The job that Mike Tomlin does year after year with these mid-ass quarterbacks is unbelievable.
I know. Ben actually is kind of crazy.
Who was a tree. Mitchell Trubisky got him to 9 wins. Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. It's just like, it's wild, man. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
I know. It is kind of crazy.
The Steelers are really impressive.
They are. But like, it's
they're
weird.
A quiet 6-3.
I know. I can't. When I watch them,
you don't fear them.
Like, I'm just like, I'm not impressed, man. I'm just like, okay.
But those are the teams that are scary.
But I'm looking at them like, yo, they're 6-3 or 5-3,
6-3.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I know.
it don't even make any sense because I'm like, dude, they haven't like when I watch them, they don't look like a 6-3 team.
I know.
They look like they're 3-6. That's how bad they've been offensively.
I know.
Now, here's the flip side. Here's the positive news for Steeler fans. If they play good offensively, this team is really good.
They're a Super Bowl contender.
Oh, absolutely. Because their defense is playing great. TJ Watt is a monster. He's, it's just crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of the Steelers because like I said, when I watch them and I sit there and I'm looking at them, I'm like, yo, they're ass,
That's
yo.
some shit.
They some shit. I said that when Goffard was here because we were watching the game the previous night and I was looking at them. I'm like, yo, they are really bad. They're just not a good team. They're coach good, but
who wins this game?
I'm going with the Browns. I feel like it's a cookie bet. I feel
going with E.
I feel like the Steelers are going to win this game, but I'm going to take the Browns because I've been riding with them all year long, yo. Like I have. Like that's my surprise team this year. I'm going to take it all the way home until the wheels fall off. I don't give a fuck who's that quarterback. DRT, we coming, bro. We're here.
DRT on the way.
DRT on the way, and he's about to deliver. Because if he plays like he played in the preseason, which he's probably not going to because it was preseason, but if he played like that, yo, the guy has talent.
Look,
no cap.
And my team that I was riding with, that has been my sleeper team, was the Steelers.
That's crazy.
I'm taking the Steelers here. That's my iconic lock of the week. I think the Steelers win. I think the Steelers win handily too.
That's crazy. Handily.
Right. I think that Deshaun Watson that Deshaun Watson loss. I think that's like season break.
I think the opposite. I actually feel like the Browns might be just as confident because Deshaun, he wasn't lighting the fucking world on fire.
I know, but the second half he had against the Ravens going 14-14 prior to getting hurt, like that second half gave all the Browns fans hope. Like, okay, is there something in there where Deshaun's coming out?
Listen. It took one half of football for people to be convinced that this guy is going to be back to form is fucking idiotic.
Well, no, I think it gave them a glimmer of hope because he looked like his old self.
But everybody, every
he got a massage at halftime.
I mean, every quarterback has that one half that just plays like lights out.
Yeah.
Right? That could have been due to play calling.
Except Mac Jones.
I mean, look,
poor
I know.
Mac Jones, man.
Yeah, poor Mac Jones. I wish we talked about that a little bit more. But now Joe Burrow's in the medical tent. This is a weird game.
What?
Yeah, his hand. But regardless, I think he'll be okay. But going back to that, yeah, Mike, I mean, I don't know. Bro.
All right, let's go into the week 11 slate and then we get out of here. Cowboys minus 10.5 at the Panthers.
Now, this is my iconic lock of the week right here.
You scared me for a minute.
No, this is my iconic lock of the week. The Cowboys are absolutely covering the spread. They are 10.5 point fucking favorites on the road. In Carolina, this defense is going to harass Bryce Young. I'm telling you, Bryce Young is going to have a long day because if he can't see over that line and he's having trouble, he's going to have a long ass day against the Cowboys because if you can't block, you're done.
I'm taking the Cowboys on the money line and I'm taking the Panthers with the spread. That line is way too low for this mid-ass, busted-ass offense and Bryce and the midget.
I mean, 10.5 points is a lot, bro.
The Panthers offense stinks.
I get it, but 10.5 is a lot.
I'm taking the Panthers.
All right.
Bears at Lions. Lions minus 7.5.
I got the Lions here. I have no expectations for Justin Fields.
Is he back?
He's back. He's playing. He's playing this week.
Mark hit my jack for that trade.
I just had no expectations for him. I think the Lions are going to mop the floor on him. I hope Justin Fields plays. Weirdly, because I think the Lions are going to beat them down.
The Lions are going to smoke them.
Yeah. I hate to say this. I actually like Bagent.
Yo, he looks
I actually fuck with Tyler Bagent, yo.
Because he looks like he understands the position more than Justin Fields.
Not even that. It's the way he plays. His style is like, you know what? I'm going to go down swinging. He makes some, some throws where you're like, whoa, bro, like you got to chill.
So does Justin Fields.
I like that because he's competing and you can tell he's in the game. I don't know. I think he's got something there in Tyler Bagent. I think he could play in his league. Not maybe starter level, but he could be a backup somewhere and be successful. That's what I think.
Chargers minus 3 at the Packers.
I'm going to go to Chargers here. I got them winning 27-23. I think they're going to cover the spread, but I think it's a close game.
I got the Chargers both ways, and I'm scared to death about it.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I feel like when opposing teams come to play in Lambeau, I feel like it's a special moment, and I feel like they're going to play up to it. I'll take the Chargers here on that.
Cardinals at Texans. Texans -5.
This is my psychotic upset of the week, and I swear, this is going to hit, bro. The Cardinals are winning this football game, and I legitimately, to be honest with you, I'm like 99.9% confident.
I'm actually upset.
The Cardinals are winning this game.
You know why?
Why?
Because I love the Cardinals.
Me too, bro.
The Texans have had 2 back-to-back wild game-ending wins where they've scored 40, 38 and 41.
Yep.
They have a sandwich game before a divisional showdown, which can determine the winner of the division.
I didn't even go that far.
I love the Cardinals here.
Me too.
With the Jaguars lurking next week. I absolutely love the Cardinals here. And I think the Texans are really fucking good. And if the Texans can get out of this game, like I said, they are 100% making the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think this game scares me because you know what? When I watch the Cardinals, they're preprepared defensively. Like I actually
Jonathan Gannon's actually better than expected.
Gannon has had really good game plans on defense.
He's had really good moments.
So I could see the Cardinals coming up with a game plan to slow down this Texans offense, and I think Kyler Murray coming back kind of gives them a boost on offense, especially the supporting cast. Michael Wilson, I think he's going to play well. And Hollywood Brown, they got James Conner back. This is a game I think the Cardinals can win on the road. And I think they're going to win this game.
Titans at Jags. Jags -7.
I got the Jags here, but I'll take the Titans with the points, just out of respect.
I got the Jags both ways. This is my favorite game on the slate. I think the Jags bury them.
Division game, though, scares me.
34-3, coming off a blowout. I love the Jaguars in this spot. They'll be in all my parlays.
All right.
All those parlays are going to lose, but that won't be the team that loses my parlay.
Who's going to be the team?
Who's going to be the team?
Cardinals.
They'll lose one of my parlays because it don't work like that.
Chargers. The
Chargers. I was just about to say the Packers are a team that could upset the Chargers. They would blow my shit. We haven't got to the other ones. Raiders at Dolphins. Dolphins -13.5.
They would fuck your money up.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins here. I'm gonna take them both ways too because I just feel like this line. I mean, the Raiders they've been playing good football the last couple of weeks, but this line just seems really too big for me. Dolphins coming off a bye. I expect them to be playing their best football here. I think that defensively they've been playing really good football. The last couple of weeks. I think their offense is going to get back on track. I like the Dolphins here.
So do I. I got the Dolphins both ways. I think the Dolphins smoked them.
Yeah,
I think they smoke them, and they're coming off a hard-fought win against a good defense and the Jets on Monday night. So it's a short week for them. I love the Dolphins in this spot.
Yep.
Giants at Commanders. Commanders -9.
I got the Commanders here both ways. I would never take the Giants +9.
The Giants are not winning another game this year, so we could just leave them off the slate.
They got Tommy D, cuz.
That's the best name ever.
That is.
It's Tommy D, cuz. And he's bored at Jake's.
He is.
Because he stinks.
I can't believe that.
Commanders both ways. Buccaneers at Niners. Niners -11.5.
I got the Niners both ways here. I actually could see a really big blowout, 35-14 kind of game. I just think the Niners are going to come after Baker. They're home. They're going to be rolling. The Buccaneers, what they do is they play really good run defense, but that's what they always focus on.
Yeah.
I think with the Niners' ability to play action, the highest level in the league almost, I think that's going to burn the Bucs in this game. And I think you're going to see a lot of big plays from the 49ers on offense. So I like them to absolutely blow them out.
I got the 49ers on the money line. I got the Buccaneers on a spread. They just hung 34 points up against a pretty good opponent. I just always feel like there's always room for regression. I think the Buccaneers have been playing really good too. So I don't think the Buccaneers are just a walkover. I
don't think so either.
I don't. I know I'm a Baker guy and I've always rooted for him and defended him, but I'm actually really impressed with the Buccaneers are at least competitive this year.
Well, I'll say this. The Buccaneers aren't losing because of Baker Mayfield.
No, he's playing well.
I agree with that.
Baker's going to be a starter next year.
Maybe
for the Buccaneers.
Maybe. I mean, look, we still have
Yeah.
8 games to go.
We'll see. But he's not.
So-
I don't think like right now. I think most people predicted Baker to be benched, and he's not getting benched.
Oh no, Baker's in this league he bought himself a couple years here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
absolutely, like no doubt about it. He's played excellent,
and his teammates, you can tell they fuck with him.
Like I said, the Buccaneers are not losing because of Baker Mayfield.
Correct.
Like they're just not.
Yeah, they're not.
So
because he's playing all right.
He's playing good football.
Jets at Bills. Bills -7.
I'm gonna go the Bills here both ways, and
you didn't know that.
I'm not confident about the pick because I think the Jets can actually kind of sneakily like be in this game defensively because I think their defense can play with the Bills offense because the Bills offense, let's face it, they've been inconsistent. They haven't been what they are used to and accustomed to being the Bills. So, but I think the Bills need this game and they need to bounce back big here. I think they do it at home.
I got the Bills. I have the Jets +7. I just don't think the Bills are playing consistent enough to get to lay 7 points. The Jets already beat them.
Yeah.
So Robert Saleh's defense has performed well against good quarterbacks. Over under. If I set Josh Allen's interceptions at 0.5 and his turnovers in totality at 1.5, what would you take
in this game?
Yeah.
Wow. I probably would take the overs
in both. So you think he has two plus turnovers?
Yeah, because you have to take account for the defensive line.
I think if he has 2 turnovers, the Jets win.
Because I don't think the Bills' offensive line is good, and I think when you have a defense of the Jets' caliber with the defensive line they have, I think you can cause turnovers, and I think I could see a fumble. I can see.
Yep.
An interception because he's getting pressured. I mean, that happens.
I was trolling.
The Jets have a really good defense. I mean, like, look, if he has 2 turnovers, I kind of expect it the way he's been playing in terms of being turnover happy. But the Jets defense, they get turnovers.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a shock to me.
Yeah, it won't be a total indictment. But
No.
I know what you're saying. I actually like that rationale. I really do. I'm serious. And I meant that as a troll, but.
No, it's all good. I actually thought you were serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, partially, but the other part was just like, poking fun. But the way you broke that down, I was like, you're kind of right. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, though, realistically, if every week you just bet Josh Allen's overs on interceptions, I actually want to check that. What's that line? Is it 0.5? Is it 1?
Yeah, you should do the CMC rollover thing and see how much you would win.
I mean, think about it. He's good for a turnover a game. He had 32 last year.
Yeah. Yeah, you were right.
That's 2 a game. Seahawks -1 at Rams.
This game is hard to pick, man.
Rams ain't beating the Seahawks twice in one season.
Yeah, this is tough. I'll go with the Seahawks here. I'm with you. But the Rams, I feel like they're desperate too, dude. They need to win.
If they bring Wentz in, I'm scared.
Oh my God.
They're gonna roll the Seahawks if the boy Wentz comes in.
What?
I'm playing with you, dude. Pause.
Give me the Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks both ways. Last one. Vikings at Broncos. Broncos -2.5.
There's something about this kid, Josh Dobbs, man.
He's going to take it to him.
He's going to take it to Russ, man. I think this is the game I think this is the game where you're actually going to have more headlines about Josh Dobbs.
This could be the game where Josh Dobbs makes himself return as the Viking starter next year.
This is the game where everybody in the Broncos are going to look at Russ and be like, damn, like, how do we move on from this guy? Because they need to win this game too to stay alive.
Yeah.
And the way their schedule was broken down when we went over it, this game's important for them.
Yeah.
They're home on prime time. They have to beat Josh Dobbs here.
Are they Monday night? No, they're Sunday night.
They're Sunday night. They have to beat Josh Dobbs here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Josh Dobbs because there's something about it. I feel like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I love it, man. Like he's playing awesome.
I got the Vikings.
Yeah, me too.
I got the Vikings. I think Josh Dobbs does it.
Yep.
All right, guys, that concludes episode 182. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next Wednesday night before Turkey Day.
Yeah, man, that's going to be what, are we potting on Thanksgiving?
That remains to be seen. So either Wednesday night or Thursday morning.
Because that would be a fire morning.
Maybe we can do that.
That would be fire.
Yeah, I got to check with corporate.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know for sure. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We're also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms as you do not want to miss our daily content on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby. Enjoy week 11. Go Birds.
Damn, I want to hear him caps lock different.
I know, me too.